Okay. Sorry, I always do this. I'm so sorry. It's Steve Mack. Oh, there we are. Hello. I can never get this thing right, ever. No matter how many times I live stream. Okay, I believe that's correct. Touch wood. Let's give a bit of light on the situation. Sorry for the delay. Anyone that was expecting me to start it at 10 a.m. You should know by now it's not going to happen. Anyway, good morning from that car racing down the street there, and myself here in Brisbane, Australia. It's Saturday morning, just a little bit after 10 a.m. and I thought I'd do a live stream basically because I put up a poll recently on my community tab asking if you'd like to see a video about the subject of YouTube shorts, hashtag shorts, or whether I should do a normal video or a live stream. And results were, it was around about 50-50, so I thought I'd do both. Haven't live streamed for a while. Bear with me while I try and adjust things here. Hello to the one person watching or listening. Right, anyway, so I know most people will end up watching this later, so that's fine. I'll just, so otherwise there's no particular topic. I'll have a sip of coffee. So how are you guys all doing today? And that's the end of the live stream. Oh no, I'll stick around for a bit longer. Righto, so I'm using my Samsung Galaxy A51 phone, as usual these days, with the screen reversed, so I'm probably backwards, but there's nothing I can do about that live. Well, already one person's left. I was just joking about that being the end of the live stream. Now there's no one. And this is why I don't bother live streaming. Okay, so there's a plane going overhead, which might give you an indication what things are like here in Australia, where, you know, the thing is, in my mind, it's pretty well over. At least until such time as there might be a new case come back in from somewhere else, but we don't know. But look, to be honest, it's been at least 6 to 12 months. Things have been pretty normal here, very normal. Okay, now the problem is I'm sideways, so I've got to tilt my head. And g'day Craig, how are you, mate? Missed you on our chat before. Yeah, so this is kind of like the chat. So yeah, here's the problem because the writing's sideways. This is a less than perfect setup, but as I always say, please fill in the blanks. It is what it is. Image isn't right. Oh, well, I don't know what to do. I could go vertical. Don't want to. I could do this, and that would lead nicely into the topic of YouTube Shorts, I guess. Well, yeah, all right. Well, how about I do that? I'll make an exception and actually do this, which actually is more. Yeah, but it's going to look funny to some people. It's actually on the mark of the topic of YouTube Shorts that I've made a video that I'll put up early next week in the next few days. All right, okay. Here, good now. Okay, all right. Well, we have a vertical video, yeah? All right. I don't know how it works, so just follow along. So, g'day guys, and Surf Bunny, how are you? And other people listening, and to everyone else that the majority will watch this sometime later. So, hi to you from Australia, Brisbane, Australia. It's just gone 10 a.m. in the morning here on Saturday. I'm having a coffee, which is Moccona Rich 9, my weapon of choice these days. So, it's just a general live stream. As I was just saying, it was planned to be either a live stream or a separate video on YouTube, hashtag shorts. But I've made that video, which I'll put up in the next day or two. Unless you have any specific questions right now about that. It's a general g'day and a chat, questions, any topic you want. As usual, there's no set time frame. Today's normal Saturday routine for me has changed because I have to go to a function later. So tomorrow I'll be doing the usual fish, which you've seen in a few vlogs, the cod and everything. Thank you. You're cooking, Surf Bunny. Yeah, no, I'm fine. Did you see the short hair I've got? Yeah. Look, I had short hair had to have it for a couple of years for the movie Magdala Rose that I was doing on and off for continuity, so I wasn't that keen to go real short again so quickly. Maybe down the track I'll get it a bit shorter. And there goes a Harley. I wish I had the Harley I used to have. Never really did a video on that. Anyway. Okay. Well, I don't want to waffle too much. Does anyone have any questions? I think I'll regret this live stream being vertical. It just doesn't sit right. But on the topic of the new kind of experimental YouTube shorts that YouTube's doing, they are vertical videos. Ideally, well, they're supposed to be 1 minute or less in length, but there's a lot of bugs they're ironing out. So, yeah, I'm hoping that in the future this isn't the format YouTube will go with, because to me personally, most of the YouTube stuff I watch is on the big TV, in the lounge, just chilling out watching TV. And I'm not going to turn the TV sideways like that. Although, little story if you're interested. Back in the days when I went to College of Art, and we were doing film and video making and everything, 34 years ago, I did turn one of the video cameras sideways and said, you know, this could be a new future format for TVs, but luckily it never took off. And I hope that YouTube's not going to do that as well. Yeah, I don't know, it's fine, you know, for a picture like this, say. This is less than perfect, by the way, because if you just join me, it's, I should tilt that back somehow. I've actually mounted it on my Manfrotto tripod. There we go, tilt up a bit. Okay, yeah. Well, it seems to work better this way. Yeah, so we'll see what YouTube does. I'm not going into a deep dive of YouTube Shorts. I'll touch on that more in the video that I'll put up in a day or two. And yeah, it could help your channel if you make them. It supposedly doesn't add to any analytics like watch time or anything like that, but it has to. If you put up, okay, I'll use your example, Craig. Yes, it's Studio A, of course I forgot to mention that, although don't tell anyone, but I think I'm backwards. You'll note the earring that's normally in my left ear is probably not on my left ear. Could it be that I took it out? Yes, it could. In fact, it is. So, because I can flip the image, because I'm using the, you know, when you're using the phone, I'm using that camera, but it always comes out reverse. And in fact, if you look at other people's live streams or vlogs where they've done that, unless you pay attention, you'll see that they're actually backwards as well. I mean, it's easy to flip after the video, but there doesn't seem to be a way to do it when you're live streaming. Small little thing. So basically I'm backwards, so whichever is my best side is the side you're probably not seeing. And I won't say my best side is my backside, because it's definitely not. It never has been. I've not been gifted in that department ever. Sorry to be cheeky, but it's Saturday morning. So what's everyone up to then? Plans this weekend? I know, Craig, you're definitely going out and about tomorrow. I'll leave that up to you to share with people in your audience, whatever. What I was going to say though, your example of shorts that you tried last weekend has now had over 600 views, whether it's the topic, and I was thinking too, I may as well tell you now, the fact that you mentioned the, is it durian fruit? A lot of vegans like that fruit, so maybe that was the title that grabbed YouTube's attention. Maybe it was just the fact that hashtag shorts, plural, is a new thing and people are seeing them. I don't know, but it has potential. And I think maybe in between let's say normal videos, it could be a thing that might help attract a bit of an audience or views, because after that one, typically YouTube will then play your previous video and so on. That could be beneficial for creators. We'll have to see. You will be down, it's south, is it, from where you are? Okay. I'll leave that up to you to tell people where you're going. Looks great. I look forward to some nice pictures and videos, and possibly some shorts, but not the shorts that I'm wearing, but YouTube hashtag shorts. Yeah, that'll be good. Well, yeah, I won't say too much where I'm going later today because not everyone was invited, but it'll be good to get back to touching base with these people. And I was to do a film I put on the, not a film, but something that I shared yesterday afternoon, a week later in that same area, but unfortunately one of the producers died yesterday morning, unexpectedly, so that's sad. Leaves it up in the air a bit. It was supposed to be like a digital comic book. I was playing a detective, senior detective, of course. And yeah, it was also supposed to be online and in bookshops. So I think everyone's a bit up in the air at the moment where the funding will come from that, but hopefully it'll get done. It looked a good project. So that's how life is, isn't it? I'm not particularly heartbroken about not having to wear a suit in the middle of summer. So, I mean, I was happy to. But anyway, we wish all the best to the family and friends of that guy. And yeah, we'll just see what happens, I suppose. It has been getting quite hot here in Queensland. We've had a couple of days that have just touched on 40 degrees Celsius, and I must point out to the Fahrenheit people, off the top of my head, I think that's 105 to maybe towards 110 degrees. So that's fairly warm. Some states are warming up. Not every day is hot, but some days are really hot. I've been taking to the pool again, most days now. And of course the aircon in the bedroom is brilliant. So that's life in Australia. And ironically, some of you that are watching this or will watch it down the track are probably freezing while you're watching it. So it's a funny planet, isn't it? It's a strange world. Excuse me, we'll have another sip of coffee. So other than that, no specific topic. Like I said in the beginning, this was to more or less, well, it was a 50-50 vote. Yeah, it's very hot in Queensland today. And I imagine over where Craig is too in Western Australia, quite warm. Yeah, like I said in the beginning, it's, I don't know what I said in the beginning. Can I just hit rewind? Where's the rewind button? Right, it's my best attempt at life. Yeah, no specific topic. I have a few videos that will take us to the end of the year, which, let's face it, it's coming really quickly now. So I'll put those together and do my best to give you something to watch on my channel. Until then, thanks, mate. Yeah, well, oh, look, I can do a whole video backwards. If that's what people want, I'll do it. I have no problem catering to the audience. I'm a bit mad, in case you haven't gathered. Okay, well, I'll be curious to see what this looks like when I watch it back later, because I'm definitely not used to doing vertical videos, but it seems to be the way of the future. As I'll touch on the topic with a separate, shorter video, much more to the point. I did a survey recently for YouTube, and straight away I was able to glean why they wanted the survey. They appear to be quite worried or concerned how they can tap into the market of vertical videos, or portrait, as we say. Hey, Ellen, 1:21 in New Zealand. All right, well, that means it's 10:21 here in Brisbane. Yeah, so it was slightly late starting because, as usual, I couldn't have it. Like, where do I start live stream? Found it, and I've now switched the camera this way. I started that way and people were saying it was no good, so I don't know. How's it look to you, Alan? Yeah. Yeah, so I was just saying the topic of YouTube Shorts, which is a new thing they've been trialing. I'll put out a video in the next few days, just what that's about. Oh, cheers. Okay. Well, I'll have a look back and see what it looks like. So, yeah, I think, well, I know, YouTube are thinking, well, people are having vertical videos a lot on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and probably WeChat. I don't use that. I don't trust things that are run by the Chinese. And anyway, it's not that. It's not for me. So I think they want to capture a part of the market where they can have vertical videos like you're seeing this, I believe. Which is why they've introduced hashtag shorts. And all you have to do is have 1 minute or less length videos, put the hashtag shorts in either the title or in the description area below. Personally, I'd do both. It's not going to hurt. And if you're making tags, throw in hashtag shorts there as well. Because it's a new thing, and we'll see where the future goes. It's, I don't know, they're always trying new things, aren't they? It's bad enough for people watching that just watch videos, but for those of us that make videos, it can be a bit of a nightmare because they're constantly changing everything. Even in the creator studio behind the scenes, as you guys know. You go to change whatever when you put a new video and you go, where's the tag section? Where's this? Even yesterday I noticed they changed something else again. This is now, oh, that's right, when you're looking for comments, you're looking for potential spam, that says that's now moved down the bottom. Well, I scroll down the bottom. I'm not going to scroll all day just to find it. I don't know. Reminds me of some people, and maybe I'm a bit like this, I've been told, in a car, like I've got to continuously adjust things. But I remember once being at a party years ago, and this guy, that's party it was, his grown-up daughter was there, and she was real, I don't know if she had OCD, but she was constantly changing the music, everything. Music. We're like, just leave it. So YouTube, just leave things. It takes us a while to adjust over, and we don't always like the changes, but then we adjust to it, and then you change things again. Give us a break. Crazy world. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll give you a bit of a pan around. No guarantee it's going to look good in vertical, but let's just... I've mounted this on my Manfrotto tripod. Okay, well it's less than perfect, but try and do a pan for you there of... Oh, maybe we'll go 360. Well, maybe not. So there's the green fence. Don't know what you can see here. Let's just do it a bit quickly. Oh, here we come. And here we come back again. Right, so there we go. How interesting was that? Rate that from 1 to 10. 1 being completely uninteresting, 10 being quite interesting indeed. I'll count the ratings. Okay, I suspect, all going well, that my good friend Puppy Breath is also lurking in the shadows, as she warned me she would be. The live stream started, I think she said, 4 p.m, which would be 4 p.m. Friday in California. Yeah, it is a nice day. Yes. All right, I'll read these later. So I haven't finished my coffee yet. This is only my second coffee this morning, so I'll have you know that's pretty good for me. Moccona Rich 9 being my weapon of choice these days. Yeah, so it's not a bad day. Let's refer to the day a bit over there. I'll try and tilt this up. This is not that easy, but alright. So what's in shot? I don't know. Probably things that weren't meant to be. So, not a bad day. We've had a few days in the last few weeks, as you saw, that looked like storms, but so far, nothing really. The pool needs more attention. It's for some reason the suction side's not really working. Am I going to be wearing a mask? Was that the symbol? No, not wearing mask, mate. I did a few weeks ago when I had to work at a hospital, my first and only time this year. And I can tell you another short little vlog I'll cobble together that was never intended to be was about the other weekend. We went up for one night only to Noosa, which is a beach area, 2 hours north of where I live actually. According to Google Maps, it was actually 1 hour 59 minutes. In an ideal world where there's no traffic or anything. So yeah, there were thousands of people crowded there in the streets. We didn't get there till night time and met my friends for dinner. It was insane. There were so many people. I mean, it was, you know, if you're looking at doing people watching, let's say, it was outstanding. But there was no social distancing, not here, not now, and it was fine. So, yeah, Alan, I think, as you know, in New Zealand, hasn't been an issue for, what, 6 or 9 months? And pretty well the same in most states here in Queensland. We've just opened the borders up pretty well across the board. Craig, I think, in Western Australia, the 8th is the official day of their opening. So it's pretty well gone. I don't know. Yeah, it's a funny thing, isn't it? Other countries are still struggling with the second wave, and well, I mean, what we generally 99% of us did in Australia and New Zealand in the beginning, when they finally thought, oh, we should just, you know, restrict things. Like I said in January, whenever my video was, we did the time, let's say. You know, we socially distanced. We did only essential, this, that, and the other. And because we did the right thing, almost everyone did, then slowly they were able to go to the steps of, you know, all right, easing back the restrictions. And now we're well and truly on the other side of it. That's right. WA was fine. Queensland's fine. We had a couple of states, New South Wales and Victoria, down south of Queensland, that had, you know, clusters and things, so the borders were shut for a long time. Yep, that's right. UK and USA, they're in a terrible state. As you just said, Alan, second wave. I think maybe, I don't know with the UK, definitely with the USA, I think because, you know, you're looking at 150 million people. So even if the majority did try and do the right thing, whatever that is, there's a lot of people that didn't, and consequently the thing spread. Now, I'm not going to say too much about that, because something I haven't said is recently I put up a video that I found, and I wasn't really intending to publish it. It was a doctor, female doctor in America, talking about back in Africa, her practice, this is what they did, and blah blah, and you know, the cases were fine. They sort of took care of it. And all I did, I thought it was, and I wish I regret this, because I still have 4 channels technically, even though I don't promote them. I thought, just for posterity, I'll store this video on there, and I thought, well, I may as well store it on this channel, the Steve Mack channel, and just see, you know, and then think about whether they'll share it publicly. So I don't make a habit of sharing videos that aren't mine, but anyway, so that's all I did. I had it set to private. There was no links, nobody could see it. And then once I'd uploaded it, I had an automatic notice from YouTube saying it was, you know, it was now on a warning for breaching community guidelines. And I thought, well, what community guidelines? Long and short is I worked out that basically if you say anything about, you know, that thing that we know we're talking about, they very automatically want to jump on it. And if you say anything against the World Health Organization, which it wasn't really, all she said was, you know, we found we don't need to wear masks. Well, automatically I had a notice with a warning, and the wrong thing I did. Initially I thought, oh, well, okay, fair enough. I'll just delete it. Bear in mind, as I said, it was never made public. It was only uploaded. So what I should have done is kept it there and appeal it, where somebody from Google could come along and go, oh, okay, well, here's the decision. But I didn't. I deleted it. So therefore, when I contacted them and I said, I've got this warning and it says it will basically stay in place. I said, for how long? If you have breaches of things, yeah, well, it could. That's what I mean, Craig. It could get flagged. At best, I'd say, because I've mentioned it partially, you'll have that thing under the video when it processes, you know, about the World Health Organization, whatever. That part doesn't worry me too much. It's how it is. But when Google said, all right, so now if you have a community guidelines breach, not a strike, it's basically a warning, and that's what I've had for a video that I didn't make public and really didn't have any intention to make public. So if I put up another video similar to that, then the system will give me a strike, community guidelines strike, which means I can't upload for 2 weeks. If you get 3 of them, that's it. They can delete your channel. So, you know, it's potentially serious stuff we're talking about. And I have appealed twice to Google, the team, and they said, you know, I said, well, all right, if I had a strike, that's 2 weeks and then it expires. But with the warning, they said, no, it doesn't expire. And I went, so for the rest of my YouTube life, in my studio, I'm going to have a warning at the top that I've, you know, breached a guideline. I said to them, there's something systemically wrong here. The warning can't expire after 2 weeks, or, you know, I've made a dozen videos at least since then, probably. They can see everything I make is normally not in breach of guidelines or things like that. So it's just a personal thing. It doesn't matter, but to me, that, you know, like you guys, you make content it's not offensive. And this is what I was saying, YouTube again, like, hey guys, give us a break. You're constantly changing things. So, hey Puppy Breath, I knew you were there. Ah, okay, well, if you watch this back, I've already given you a salutation, because I thought you'd be lurking. Yeah, at work. It's, what time is it, Alan? Well, I'd say it's about 10:30 a.m. here in Brisbane. I don't have a clock with me. I could use my phone, but I'd probably disconnect. So it's about 1:30 in New Zealand, and it would be 8:30 in WA, Western Australia, Craig, roughly, which I think would make it about 4:30 p.m. Puppy Breath, you were saying, in California. So, yeah. And I'm still on my first coffee since I started the live stream, and I haven't yet stopped for a toilet break. So we're getting to a bit of a record there too. I was going to write up a sign saying back in 1 minute to stick up, and I thought, oh, if I have to go, I'll give you a quick shot of the scenery again. Do you want to pan around again? I'm not here, I'm on the moon. Oh my goodness, what time is it on the moon, Alan? How am I going to calculate that? I have enough trouble working out the different times and states. And the moon, well, that'll be up there somewhere. I don't even know. Where is the moon? Can't see it. I think it's hiding behind a cloud. Life on the moon. I hope you took some oxygen. Well, they used to say it was made of cheese. I don't know if people actually believe that once upon a time. Like, oh, well, we'll fly to a planet made of cheese. We won't have to worry about food. Funny. Aren't they funny? People are funny. Anyway, whatever time it is on the moon or Mars, here's a little snippet I've never mentioned. I've never bothered to put it into a video. But this is true. And I'll try and truncate it. With the international laws of space, apparently no one can own any part of any other planet. So having said that, there was a guy, I think in the United States, that some years back. I don't know. He's probably sold it all now. Went, okay, well, no one owns it. Then I'll just declare it now. The Moon and Mars, and he chopped it up into little like 1 acre bits. And someone bought me a I think it's an acre or maybe more on the Moon. I'd have to find the certificates I was sent. It was only $10, $20, reasonably funny birthday present type thing. So I own a piece of the Moon according to that. And also then I went, well, I'll buy a piece of Mars. So I own a bit of Mars. So I was always thinking, well, if NASA or SpaceX sends up a probe, lands on the Moon, if they land on my property, I'm going to charge them rent for the time they're there. Good luck with that one, Steve. Yeah, interesting. Something I never mentioned. And also, while I'm on that topic, another time, heading towards 20 years ago, I think it was Christmas time, somebody bought me there's a place off England, off the UK, called Sealand. I don't know if they've changed things since, but it was called the Principality of Sealand. And there's a long story, you can Google it, it's reasonably interesting. It started out as a fort in the middle of the ocean, I think during World War II. So it was an isolated fort, man-made, and anyway, after the war, I guess a lot of those things disappeared into history. But some guy, it wasn't Prince Leonard, that's a principality here in Australia that's, I think, like a kilometre large. I believe it's still going. But some guy in the UK basically laid claim to that fort, and he called it Sealand. And then as the king of Sealand, he sold off all these, and it was pretty bogus, but he sold off all these shares to for people to own a part of Sealand, and somebody bought me one of those. I think that cost them 20, 25 Australian dollars. So I also own a bit of that. I mean, there's no law saying, with the planets especially, that you can't own it, so it's a laugh. Well, I'll bring them out one day and maybe put them as part of a video. I haven't seen them in years, they're in my filing cabinet. Funny. Well, interesting gift. What are you guys thinking about Christmas gifts this year for people? Well, probably shouldn't say because your friend or partner may see it. No plans this way, either way, but yeah, it's always challenging. I've always found it difficult when buying presents for anyone anyway, birthday or otherwise, because I don't know what to get people. People have everything they want these days, unless we're talking things that I can't afford to buy people, like cars and houses. Not many of us can do that. The ones that can, good on you. Yeah, so it's, well, what do I buy? Everything you think of, they've already got. You buy people, you might buy a lady a nice little gift box of bath soaps or beauty products, oils or whatever, but they've already got them. And probably, don't listen puppy breath, but probably most women just have their own brands that they like anyway. So if you give them something like my mum used to use, 4711, I mean, it was all right, but most people don't really go for that. She, of course, was older, so grew up in that set where it was something that you would like. You were say going to the Mars soon, yeah. I know, it's weird. I tell you what, I would never want to take a trip to one of those places. They say it's like 9 months. They're estimating the fastest they can do it. 9 months from Earth to Mars. Well, that's pretty quick considering how far away it is. Except to the flat earthers that may stumble on this and go, no, it's just there, it's a painting. But anyway, it's pretty quick. It's like, I wouldn't like to be stuck in my mate's van for 9 months. I don't think they'd like it either because, anyway. Yeah, but what do you buy people? Because they, like, here's some nice perfume, mum or, friend, whatever. I say, oh yeah, that's great. And they go, oh, I hate this stuff. Why would you buy that? So it's hopeless. It's really difficult to know what to buy. I used to, when I was a kid, and probably some of you guys can relate to this, remember Brute 33? The green bottle? I've still got some somewhere. My sister, I think, was the only person that ever liked the scent. Brute 33. Yeah, and Old Spice before that. Yeah, some things like Avon. We all know of Avon, I'm sure, and I think they're still around. So is Tupperware. Do you remember Tupperware? All the plastic products that were guaranteed for life. I've still got some Tupperware, and they are guaranteed for life. And that's an interesting story you might want to Google as well. I'm not going to make a video on it, but there's quite some interesting history there if you look up those products and where they all started. And Tupperware was started by a lady in the US who built up the business and became an extremely large business, didn't it? Yeah, interesting where it all starts. Anyone have any questions? I'm wondering whether I should wrap up the live stream soon or go on to questions while I'm here. Be curious how the signal is. That was my main concern. I actually bought a Wi-Fi extender, which I've put in the closest lounge room. There's 2 lounge rooms. That extender is, I could show you really. I don't have to lift the tripod and everything up. But it's like a little thing that plugs into the power socket. It has little 3 antennas. It kind of gets the signal from the modem router, which is in my office. And it's I've placed it about halfway between my office at that end of the house. Oh, hang on, I'm backwards, maybe it's that end. And into the lounge, so it gets that signal and kind of boosts it. It seems reasonably effective. And the main reason I did that is so when I'm live streaming like now, I should have a reasonably good signal. So hopefully I'm not dropping out and doing the classic, you know, that I used to have when I used to phone Mum when I was overseas on Skype. And Skype's improved incredibly. I haven't used it in years. But I remember being in Rotorua in New Zealand once, and I rang Mum, and I was on the phone in Skype, and you know, blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah, because Mum, you know, the fruit didn't fall far from the tree. Both was blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden she's talking. She goes, and then and it just kept going. I thought, "Are you all right, Mum, or what?" And I realised it was just locked up. Yeah, Skype. But technology's pretty good, isn't it? I cannot see you now. Oh, don't say that, Alan. I don't know if you... Can you see me now? Because I've got the little light here. How's that? Ooh. Welcome to my channel. Yeah, I thought I'd put this little fill light here, which I've mentioned in my creating videos series I did a few years ago. Should be able to see me. Can everyone see me? Or yeah, okay. Oh yeah, ha. I knew you were joking. Very funny. Make me panic. Oh dear. Yeah. All right, mate. When are you going to make another video, Al? I'm looking forward to one. What did you end up doing? Did you get your GoPro? Did you get a cable for it? Because as you know, I started watching your channel when you were riding around Nelson, and you had the GoPro mounted on the handlebars. Then you lost the cable, so I gather you found the cable. Yeah, nice little town. And I'd also be curious to know how you're going with your situation with your crazy landlord lady. What a mess that is. I hope you get it sorted soon, mate. Wish there was more I could do to help. There's nothing I can do to help other than give you my moral support, which I always like to support people that support me. I think that's how the world should go. And photographically, this is a bad shot because I had a stick coming out of my head. Or in New Zealand, that would be a stick. But anyway, it was a stick. Here in Australia, we have sticks. And we don't have chips, we have chops. No, we don't have chops, we have chips. Same. And in New Zealand, we have coffee, and Australia. That's pretty good. Cheers to you all, by the way. And happy pre-Christmas to everyone. Well, that's it for the coffee. Oh, I did that the other day, cleaning out the pool. Somehow I cut myself cleaning out the skimmer basket, and I thought, what's all this red stuff around the circumference there? And I thought, oh no, it's like, here's my arm just pouring out blood. Yes, Annabelle. Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think we want to particularly wish her a happy Christmas, do we, mate? Yeah, I think she has a few issues going on up there. Anyway, well, they talk about karma. I don't know if it's real. Sometimes I've always thought, well, what goes around comes around. Sometimes maybe it does. I don't know where I sit with that anymore, because I've also seen things happen and you think, the people that did these bad things, nothing bad's happened to them, so I don't know. Yeah, she can go right up the hill. The highest point of Nelson and drop off the other side. Or Mount Ruapeo. I've been up there and it's pretty high. Funny. Right. So, yeah, exactly. So anyone else would like to talk about? Otherwise I'm going to have to disappear and give you a view of over there for a minute while I recycle this coffee, let's say. You know what I mean? The last live stream I did, I had to disappear. I thought, I can't go on. It's like, what am I going to do? Sorry, be right back. Puppy breath, I told you about this on an email. Well, you see, when you do a video, you can edit it. Yeah. And how's things over there where you are, Surf Bunny? With the, the situation? Is it easing off or getting worse? How's things going with that? There's a bit of a nice breeze there, can you see that? I'll just pan around a little bit. It's not that easy with my left hand, and I'm certainly not used to doing vertical videos. The quest for the loo, I'll tell you what, puppy, it's a bad thing with me. Oh, P.S. This is not a promotion of water. They announced the cure, yeah. Well, a vaccine anyway, and that's another topic in itself. Always one of contention. It's a can of worms I'm probably not going to open, but yeah, we all have our own opinion. And the thing is, it's not a panacea. It's like, it's not going to be the cure no matter how many people have it. It may help you prevent getting it. But then again, as I said early on in the year, even to a nurse at the doctor's place I go to, she was saying, have you had your flu shot this year? And I said, no, I don't have them. Oh, why not? And I said, well, if the borders are all shut everywhere, how's the flu getting in? She went, oh, actually, you're right. There haven't been any new cases. I went, funny that. Yeah. People get conditioned into thinking things like that are necessary. And, yeah, like I say, I'm not going to, definitely looking onto you. I'm not going to get into it here, but people have their own opinions, and sometimes they're informed, sometimes they're not. And who is right, nobody really knows, do we? That's a bit of light. Yeah, all right, mate, you're going. In puppy breath. Yeah, well, that's good that it's maintaining. We're over it here, honestly. I know I shouldn't declare that because it's probably not going to fit with their agenda. But yeah, if you're still there, Al, cheers, mate. Thank you for joining. Look up the things. Can you guys live stream, or do you have to have 1,000 subs first? I'm not sure what the thing is. Excellent. And I look forward to a video, mate, with an update or another tour. I bet it's pretty hot there compared to what you're used to. It's pretty warm here. Not too bad at the moment in the morning, mid-morning. Where I'm going later today is about an hour from here, west. I'm expecting it to be quite hot. Yeah. Yep, all right, mate. So cheers to you. And yeah, you can live stream. Well, Craig, verbal at fourth, mate. I want to see a live stream soon. But you don't. Well, okay. Well, there's a video in itself, a topic. Live streaming can be beneficial. Now, I know some of the people that usually contribute to this channel as comments haven't for a while. There's that stick in my head again, or stick. Shouldn't do that. Uh-oh, light fell down. I see, this is terrible. It's hard to be a one-man band. Yes, Craig, see? Puppy Breath agrees. Do some live streaming, but behave yourself. Pull your finger out. I know that a lot of people... Now, here's the other thing why... Another reason that I didn't expect many people would tune into this live stream, because of what YouTube, again, did a few months ago that I made a video or two on, just suddenly stopped out sending email notifications. So we no longer know, unless we happen to see the little bell thing up there, when someone's live streaming. Now, the hack that I put up does work. I still use it. And actually I find sometimes it's within 5 minutes of the person putting the video up, you'll get a notification. And I think they've changed it a bit. I'm not sure if you can still implement that hack. But yeah, right, Puppy Breath, I might be right back too, because I don't think I'm going to make it any longer without disappearing for a minute and giving you a panoramic view. So, but just to wrap this side of it up, a lot of those people, I've seen them, their channel smaller than mine, and you massively overtake me, and a lot of them do live streams. Now you bear in mind, say you're doing, let's say you do a 1 hour live stream, to round it up, and you get, you might, you know, initially you might just get a few people like I have here, watching the live stream. So if you, and this is hypothetical, right, this probably needs a separate video. If anyone wants one, let me know, but otherwise I'm just talking to you guys that are watching either now or in the future. So hypothetically you've got an hour, and so you've got 10 people watching for an hour. Well, there's 10 hours watch time that if you're trying to be monetized or things like that, well, that's 10 hours watch time. Okay, so say in a month it picks up and you've got 50 people end up watching your live stream for 1 hour. There's 50 hours live stream. All counts towards your requirement to meet that monetization. And with the fact that YouTube has just announced in the States anyway, and probably by mid next year here in Australia, that even channels that aren't monetized are going to have ads across their videos. I don't think many people think that's very fair. I mean, yes, when you're monetized, yep, cheers. When you're monetized, well, yeah, you make a little bit of money from ads. But to put ads, YouTube to put ads across channels that aren't monetized, and they don't give you any money. It's not like you're now monetized. You're not monetized, you just got ads across that they're getting revenue from. I mean, look, I've always been reluctant to say it, but if YouTube was smart, they would actually charge all of us, say, $1 a month, or, you know, to use the platform, which is free. We're talking multiple billions of dollars. So, yeah. And most people would pay it, I think. I hope YouTube doesn't listen to this, which is because they do. And maybe not with their ears, but in the whole equation. Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to those, Craig. So, I mean, what do? It's not fair when they're making money by putting ads across and interfering potentially in your video. And we all find it annoying, I do too. And I try and keep to a minimum. I mean, I've tried even turning them off on sometimes. On my longer videos, 8 minutes and above now, you can put ads in. But if you're going to do that, they're called mid-roll ads. I think only have one, maximum two throughout the length of the video, because no one wants to sit there, watch 30 seconds and see another ad, and then watch another minute and then another ad. You're just going to go, oh, stuff this, go to something else. I mean, it's logical. My ASMR, I call them videos, the very long ones of bird sounds and everything, rain. I, a couple of years ago, turned off all mid-roll ads, so, because it's going to defeat the purpose. The people, and people do watch them or listen to them. If you want to have, like, you know, a couple hours sleep, say, and there's a couple hour long video of birds and things, you don't want an ad playing right in the middle of it, do you? That's not going to make your channel look very good. They go, well, I won't be coming back here. Or Well, let's go to the 1 hour mark, I guess. Puppy Breath, you still there? You guys chat amongst yourself for 1 minute. I'm going to tilt the camera and face it there. There. And I'll just disappear for a toilet break. Because as I said, and I'll put it this way too. And I don't know how that's going to work. But this is the way I started and it didn't work. I was told, so let's do a little pan here and I'll be back in a minute or so. A minute. So here's some view. That's a chair. Back in a sec. Turn my light off for the moment. And I really will come back. Okay, here I come. Okay, thank you for that. Oh, let's put the everything back to where it was. How do I do that? This way. Whee! Uh-oh. Hello again. And thank you for joining me. Alright, okay. Only one person, everyone else. Bugger off. Of course. I know. Of course they went, Craig. I knew they would. Goodbye to everyone that was here. Number one son. Yeah. Well, I just couldn't really hold it to wrap up any further. So thanks for the thumbs up, everyone that put them there. Hope when you see this, if you missed the live stream, which obviously most people did. Oh, okay, Puppy Breath. Yeah, sorry, I would have said goodbye if I saw that bit that you had to go. Okay, well, cheers to you. The pool's just come. Right, so it's 11 AM now in Brisbane. All right. Okay, well, probably time I did wrap it up because I have to head off in a while. I might have a piece of toast or something to get me through to where I'm going. Jim's place, to those of you that know. Craig, I've told you about it. Yeah, it'll be the first time in most of the year, actually. So those of you that watch this later, I hope you've gathered a bit of a laugh or info from this. There was no specific title, as I've said a few times. I should have put the light here, shouldn't I? Here's one of these cool little lights, by the way. Yeah, definitely now the coffee. These lights are a good investment if you make videos. I think this I've got two of these. I think this was about $25 from eBay. I don't want to blind you, but this even has it. I'll tilt it down a bit. Has a little matte screen you can slide across. See all the LEDs? I mean, they don't get hot. This is what they use in, not these, but LED is what they use in the film industry now. When I came back to the film industry 6 or so years ago, after on average a long break, I was surprised that the technology changed. Like no longer these big generator trucks with big massive Hymie lights, HMI lights, or monsters as they call them, and it's LED. Even, I guess I can say it now, I ended up being in the last two episodes of Harrow on the ABC. And, yeah, not a major role or anything. But, yeah, the lights, like one of them was on like a crane so high up. Big, massive sort of version of these. They were talking, probably, 5 or 10 feet wide version. LED, light emitting diode. Most new cars have those, either in the brakes or as parking lights. They're a lot more efficient with energy, so they don't take as much power and effort to drive. The downside is usually, like if they're in an array like these, I'll try to tilt it so it doesn't blind you too much, is that you can't replace each individual LED, or it's not viable to anyway. But you see how they're all lined up. Whereas in the old days, if these were bulbs, you'd take out the bulb if it blew. But that's fine because they work in, I guess, series. No, work in parallel is the electrical term. And consequently, if one blows, it's like Christmas light bulbs, which is pertinent to right now. The old Christmas light bulbs. Do you remember the old ones? Those of you that are, similar age to me, one bulb would blow, then you'd have to go through the whole chain trying the spare bulb and the next one because the others wouldn't work. Well, that's called being wired in series, basically. They may be a bit different because I think some of them had a loop back, so they didn't have that problem, but essentially that's wired in series. If things are wired in parallel, a bulb can blow and the rest still work. That's a small little bit of info that you probably didn't need to know. Anyway, well, if you can hear it, the pool pumps come on in the background. It's not too noisy. I mean, there's a bit of noise today. Bobo's just inside the door because I moved him in before the video, knowing full well what Bobo's like. I did some filming for a video that's coming up soon yesterday, and I thought, well, Bobo's quiet. I'll just do it. And the moment I put the tripod here, Bobo starts going beep beep. Now, all right, Bobo, you're going in now. He still had his mates come and visit, those two that I showed you quickly in one video. So that's not too bad, is it? Have a couple of loyal mates turn up every day. I like that. I've got a couple of loyal mates that visit me, not every day, and I like that. I don't need 1,000 visitors. Just a couple of good people to spend time with. I had my mate Jack last night come over, and I'll be seeing him again on Tuesday when I take my Ford to get the brakes checked. Yes, that's why Bobo's quiet, because he's over there in the house. I don't what studio is that? I forgot what name we gave it. The part off from Studio A, or if this is backwards, it's that side. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, I suppose I'll go, and it's just you and I, Craig. We may as well be chatting. I'll let this video process where you'd have visited me, and I look forward to visiting you one day too. That'd be awesome. I've only been to Perth one other time. Oh, yeah, all right, you're not in Perth, but you know what I mean. And I loved it. I thought it was great. Took Letty there many years ago for a birthday present. Now I've got 4 people watching as I'm about to wrap up. That'll be right. You guys may have just got the notification, that's why. Well, if that's the case anyway, rewatch from the beginning. It was just a spontaneous, well, it wasn't that spontaneous, but it was born of the concept of talking about YouTube Shorts, the new thing that YouTube's trialing. I'll put a video up in the next couple of days talking about that a bit more, but yeah, what do you guys think? You can comment in this video or that one when it comes up. What do you think about it, the whole vertical thing? And when I rewatch this video, I'll be interested to see, because I've turned the phone vertically, which I never make videos of. But and how are you guys watching it? Craig, I assume you're watching on your laptop or your phone? I'll give you a minute to answer. Well, you can text me that later anyway. Alright then, so that'll do for this live stream. In all likelihood it's the last one of the year. Not that I do them that often. I keep saying I'll try and improve the quality. I've done a little bit because I did buy this new phone. I don't have a dedicated camera for it. Laptop, okay. And there's Alan Spicer, don't forget to check out his channel. I often promote him, but for good reason. He mentioned a different type of live streaming software the other day. Craig, you really should think about doing a live stream. I mean, you did one with me, so technically you have done one, and that was pretty good. We had fun. I might put a link to that actually. Yeah, when this will take probably a couple of hours for YouTube to process this to be a video. So I'll put a link at the end here of our live stream one we did together. I think it was fun. And it's a lot more fun to have someone sitting here and talking. I think that software, I can't remember what it's called, that Alan Spicer mentioned the other night. I think by the looks of it, you can do split screen. So one person here, one here. So that's a good idea. That'd be more interesting. Yeah, because it's, you know, I'm, like, luckily I have the gift of the gab and I just roll things off the top of my head because it needs to be done. But it's a lot less pressure if you've got someone here and can chat to and then compose your thoughts, which is why I go off on tangents. And as you know, Craig, and anyone else that's met me, it's not unusual, and it's not just for YouTube. Yeah, it was very much fun, mate. I loved your visit. It was outstanding. It was literally one of the highlights of my year. No joke. Okay, well, I'll wrap it up there, and g'day to anyone that's watching this later, which the majority probably will. And check out my other videos, of course. There's new ones coming. There's 4 or 5 that I've already got in mind and started doing bits for to take us to the end of the year. There may be another one. Actually, there is, and there may be another one too, a little short thing that popped into my mind. As you know, this channel is, well, Licorice All Sorts was something that was in Australia. There's probably other terms for it overseas. What's like a lucky dip. It's probably an Australian and New Zealand term too, where you don't know what you're going to get with my channel. And I've said many times, if you want to start a channel and to grow, then pick something you either know about and tend to stick to that topic. I've not done that, which is why I'm still a small channel after now over 14 years, I think. I don't know, but the few people that do regularly view my videos, they seem to like the fact that they're never sure what's coming next. It's sad that it doesn't work that way for me, being a variety topic, but that's the way it is, isn't it? And I think I'd lose a lot of the will to create new videos if I had to always do one topic. Those of you that have been around for a while, and by the way, a big hello to my new subscribers as well as my old ones. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please click the all notifications bell up the top. That way you'll know when new videos come up, of course. I don't like to ask that too much, but some people need to be told that because they don't realise. And yeah, it's just the way it is, I suppose. I think I'd lose motivation if I had to make the same topic all over every time. And therefore, I probably wouldn't have been around so long. Alright, time for a coffee. So, cheers everyone, especially to those that managed to watch the live stream live, and to those of you that are watching it after it processes. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. As I said, we're almost at Christmas 2020, and yeah, it's sort of come about real quick, the end of the year. But basically, at the risk again of having a warning, yeah, we've pretty well beaten it here in Australia anyway, and New Zealand. Yep. All right, Craig, I'll speak to you again in the morning and in our usual liaison chat, you know. And yeah, the rest of you I'll catch up soon. Yeah, sure can, Craig. Go right ahead, mate. Craig wants to say just one more thing. Unlike me, that says about 10 things for every one I want to say. Go ahead, Craig. He's typing now. Stand by to see what Craig says. Type quickly, Craig. You're costing $100,000 a minute here. You need a haircut. Oh, that was worth waiting for. Thank you. I had a haircut. You can check out my haircut video. Look at this. Now that's like 1 or 2 inches she took off. So have you know that, like, you know, a real haircut. I've had a real haircut. Look at some of my old videos. Oh, g'day, Mike. How you going? Getting ready to eat dinner Friday evening. Okay. Yeah. Well, I haven't had breakfast yet, and I should have a bite to eat because it's now past 11 a.m. and I have to head off shortly to a barbecue. Well, in a while. So that there might be night time before it's ready. So should probably have a piece of toast or a can of tuna. All right. So yeah, guys that have just tuned in or watching, going to be watching this back. This is me, Saturday morning, Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Wishing you all the best until I put up my next video in a few days. Don't forget. Yeah, cheers, Mike. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. Don't forget if you haven't subscribed, and a big g'day to my new subscribers, as I just said. Hope you enjoy what I make. I know it's a variety. It might not be the best, but I try and make it interesting and throw in a laugh where I can. And the serious topics, I mean, they need to be said sometimes too. Okay. All right. Okay, well, cheers. Craig says g'day to Mike. Mike says g'day to Craig. I say goodbye to everyone for now, and I'll see you soon. Okay? Yeah, love you long time, everyone. Thank you for your support throughout the year, and for those that have been around for a number of years. And it is truly appreciated. I say so in all sincerity. Okay, one last time for today. Cheers from Steve Mack, and I'll catch you soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Queensland's favourite vlogger. I wish I was, Craig. Maybe my suburb's favourite vlogger. Maybe not. I wish I knew how many there were. Anyway, well, I just do my best to keep you entertained and informed, whatever. All right, see you guys. Thanks, Craig. Favourite. You're my favourite Western Australian vlogger too. Okay, see you guys. Bye. I'm going to hit the X now. As in the cross. Not ex-girlfriend. I'm not turning violent or anything. See ya. Bye-bye.